Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Hakuoki Edo Blossoms, where we're gonna start doing some sadder and not so good endings for our poor sick boy Souji. So first up is the Unrequited love ending. So just like in the last game, we're gonna go to the record of service. And we're gonna pick a boy. I'm gonna pick one boy right now. So, for the Unrequited love, we need to go to chapter 4, I believe. Let me just double check. I should double check before hitting my microphone. There we go. Yes, chapter 4, low romance, low corruption. Okay, so that's a beautiful picture. Okay, so romance low, corruption also low. All right, there's where the corruption comes into play. Souji for romance, corruption low, low. Alright, let's go. Let's hop into this. Load it up. I've also got... Hold on. I don't know if you can hear that. That's my big box of tissues. I'm prepared. I'm prepared, because last time we did Souji's Unrequited love ending, I sobbed. It was so... I still think it's the saddest. I'm not completely decided if it's sadder than Sanon's, but both of those made me the saddest, I think, of the Unrequited love endings. Souji's bad ending was great, because he avenged our life and killed our brother. And, like, 500 Furies, or however many there were. So that was fine. But I think we only have one option as well for this. I think it's the first, yeah. So we don't even get to the second option. We're just going to endure it and not drink his blood again. Although before I pick that, I am going to just check and see what low romance exactly is. Like, what's the percentage on that? I'm curious what low romance is considered. Is it like less than 50%? Probably less than 50%. Alright, hello boy. Just gonna check on this. Is it? No, it's warrior record. Oh, it's actually like no romance in this case. Interesting. Well, let's see what I'm so scared. I don't want to do this. Why am I doing that? I'm doing it. I'll endure it. Okay, so what changes? Okay. So you still lick our hand. Do we still smooch? Is the smooch still happening? You're still taking us to see stars, even though we weren't all that romantic with you. I'm scared. I'm just like, what's gonna happen? What is it gonna be? Are you gonna leave us alone in the woods? Last time he told us he was gonna just kill us if he ever saw us again. Alright, even with low romance, still give us a smooch. That's just gonna make what comes next harder. Okay, so we didn't have a second kiss. Interesting. We didn't have that extra scene. We just went straight. So there was no sleeping and spooning going on, by all accounts. Alright. Out of curiosity. Okay. So after I tried to reach out to them, we left back. Just then, my father's voice interrupted the tension. His uninvited chatter was an effort, perhaps, to keep us from drawing our swords quickly. His uninvited chatter.
Why do you refuse to understand, Chizuru? Sure, you may be safe now because you have Okita to guard you, but what is your plan once he dies?
No amount of convincing myself could adequately prepare me to accept that possibility.
If humans were to discover that you are in fact of demon lineage, who knows what horrors could face you at the hands of those savages? I am afraid to let you suffer like you did all those years ago.
Father. It pained me to watch my father, the man who raised me, assign such a fate to me. But still, I could only shake my head. I can't.
Huh. There's no way for us to reach any agreement here. Our worlds are too different.
I nodded. Kaoru was right. It was unlikely for us to see eye to eye about this. I had no plans to relent.
Give it up, Uncle. They aren't going to join us. And if they are not our allies, then they are our enemies, which means no reason to let them live. But...
My father, rather surprisingly, seemed hesitant to agree with Kaoru's act of condemnation. I was sure that he was still clinging to the hope that his daughter would never become his enemy. He would always be father to me, but why had he changed so drastically? Father, I've made up my mind.
Chizuru.
He stared back at me with a twinkle of hope.
But... there is still something we could do to bring my sister around. Kaoru?
Father dubiously furrowed his brows. If you're gonna kill my boy... With that, Kaoru unsheathed his sword.
All we have to do is kill that man poisoning her mind with corrupt thoughts, and then she'll come around.
Kaoru! Kaoru pointed the tip of his blade straight at Okita.
Chizuru, what did this man tell you?
No, Father! It's not like that!
I am no sadist, and I do not enjoy the idea of killing the man you love right in front of your eyes, but...
Father closed his eyes. In the next moment... Oh, damn! We seen Dad turn into a demon? Oh, damn! Oh, that's terrifying. Yike! I became paralyzed with fear at the terrifying display that was happening to Father. His eyes radiated gold, and from his forehead grew a massive horns, splitting the surface of his skin. Father, that's... A demon who had consumed the water of life out of selfish pursuit to become an unstoppable being. Ah. Alright, so you've taken it too. Got it.
Had Kaoru not informed you? Although I am not a pure-blooded demon, by drinking the water of life, I can become the demon I was born to be.
Okay, so you're not a full-blooded demon either. Interesting. There really aren't many of those. No. You drank the water of life?
Precisely. With this serum, we will become more powerful than either the Yase clan or the Kazuma clan. We shall attain power over demons unlike anything ever seen.
An ancient demon clan based in Kyoto, they are one of the oldest clans in existence, once serving as the prevailing governors over other demon clans. I couldn't stop shaking. My power was drunk with the power... My power? My father was drunk with the power of the Fury, I hope. My power is drunk with power. He had no regrets. Perhaps he didn't even give it a second thought about corrupting humans into these monsters. He was seduced by the potential for glory. My father, the kind-hearted man that I used to love, was no more. Okita placed his hand gently atop my shoulder. It's okay. You don't have to worry about a thing. I promise, I got your back. Have a little faith in me, okay? Okita. After winking wryly, Okita drew his sword. My boy. And then in the blink of an eye, his hair transformed white. Can I ask you something? You continued to research the Furies, even after you went missing, is that right, Kodo? Did you happen to find a cure for the water of life, too? Or...
Well...
As Father began to answer, Kaoru chimed in.
Even if we had an answer, do you really think we'd even consider telling you? If you really want to know, you'll have to pry that information from our cold corpses.
I see. As you wish. Let's get it started. Chizuru, get back. Okita spoke curtly and I tepidly distanced myself. Then suddenly, one of them, no, it must have been both of them, their feet thunderously kicked from the ground, cracking the dirt beneath them as they lunged. Alright, is this the same fight? No, it's not. It's a different fight altogether. I guess Kaoru is not a demon this time. I mean, like, water of life demon. The metallic clash of their blades echoed like a banshee as the space around them filled with sparks. As if Okita weren't occupied enough. What the heck? Our dad's the Wolverine? Oh, come on! This isn't fair at all. My father gripped a handful of scalpels, throwing each one angrily at Okita like a kunai blade. Damn, I want to see our dad and Yamazaki go kunai blade to kunai blade. That's all I want. Gah! Okita instantly swiped them out of harm's way with the swing of his sword.
You bastard!
Kaoru fought desperately to find an opening in Okita's defense, but Okita parried each of his strikes easily. Their swords hammered deafeningly with each clash. Okita smirked brightly despite fending off 2 demons. Man, he's amazing. To top it off, Kaoru, whose pedigree was similar to Cosma's as a pure-blooded demon, failed to gain the upper hand on Okita despite his best efforts. Fuck! Give it a rest, why don't you?
Ugh.
Oh, sorry. At the end of the day, you raised her. I didn't plan on kicking your ass too badly. But it's a real headache that you've decided to butt into my little dance here with this boy.
You insolent human!
It seems like you've improved, Okita. I suppose it's a testament to how much you love my sister, eh? As her brother, I thank you.
Sorry, but spare me, asshole. Your kind words mean nothing to me.
The air surrounding Okita and Kaoru suddenly became thick with tension, and watching from the sidelines, I couldn't think of interfering if I wanted to. They continued to trade blows ferociously. Gah! Their blades were now starting to meet flesh, each strike preceding a painful spurt of blood. Damn it! As the scent of blood became stronger, so too did Okita's thirst, and his breathing became rugged. Could he continue fighting in these conditions? Could Okita triumph over both father and Kaoru? I had to keep telling myself to keep my faith, but no matter what anxious thoughts crept in.
You ready? It's time I killed you once and for all.
His words were so blithe that I was sure they could have just as easily been directed at me. I think he was preparing me. Preparing me to accept the death of both my father and my brother. Was I truly ready to see them die? I silently nodded. Although I did not confirm aloud, I had a feeling that Okita would understand. The next strike would determine everything.
You worthless insect!
Another handful of scalpels came flying towards Okita from father. Kaoru took advantage of the timing of this distraction by leaping forward with his sword, but his charge was not aimed for Okita, it was aimed for me! Ah!
The person whom I hate most isn't Okita, who took my sister from me.
Suddenly, a white blade appeared before my eyes.
It's you! For betraying me!
Ah! I had scarcely any time to avoid his sword. Kaoru, no! Okita cried out desperately from behind Kaoru, the latter of whom grinned dementedly. After deflecting an incoming scalpel, Okita kicked against the ground. He fervently rushed to meet Kaoru's advance. Kaoru, however, already had his sword right above me. If only we had our reflexes to pull that out like we saved Okita from Cosma, but no. A gleam sparkled ominously from the white blade, and I clenched in anticipation of it meeting my shoulder. Gah! My head shook intensely as the blade split the surface. Blood splattered onto my forehead and eyelids. I could only see Kaoru through the bloody haze. But by a stroke of luck, the wound hit no vital points, and my flesh would hopefully heal soon. Kaoru flipped his sword, pointing the blood-stained tip at Okita once more. Okita! Okita assumed a defensive stance. I saw both his and Kaoru's shadows cross one another. And? However, while I had anticipated another roaring clang of swords meeting, what I heard was the sound of flesh being torn asunder.
Ugh!
Kaoru struggled to keep his footing, gasping for air. Then he collapsed to his knees and suppressed the instinct to cry out madly in pain.
Looks like you won't be joining me quite yet in the afterlife, but I guess it'll do for now. I hope I was able to give you a taste of what it feels like when the ones you love are helplessly ripped away from you. The pain, the anger. It's all your fault, Chizuru. You abandoned us. For this bastard.
Kaoru suddenly stopped shaking, becoming as still as water before flashing a smile. Okita! Okita! I ran towards Okita, rushing to support his upper body, which was stained red. Not even the pain in my shoulder, which only moments before was searing, could stop me. Oh no. I don't want a picture of this. Not like this. No! Souji! Souji! Okita, please hang in there! Above us shone the distant light of the moon, which had made brilliant the scattered pools of blood.
Is your shoulder okay? It hurt, didn't it?
Even at a time like this, Okita showed more concern for me than for himself. I felt so pitiable that I could have cried. Believe me, I'm fine. This pain is nothing. This kind of gash will heal itself right away. Okita looked pale as snow, but he forced a timid smile.
Hey, kid. I know you're strong. You don't have to act tough for me right now.
From his chest trickled a thick, steady stream of crimson blood. I had to assume if his heart were to stop beating, it would mean the end for the two of us.
Earlier,
Suddenly his lips moved.
you said earlier that you loved me.
He reached his blood-stained fingers to my cheek. Oh gosh, Souji.
Can you say it again?
I love you. Okita, I love you more than anyone in this entire world. If Okita wished it were so, I would say it to him 100 times, until my lungs could no longer draw breath to give those words flight.
That makes me happy. Because you said you wanted to spend the rest of your life with me. I found a reason to go on living, even after Kondo had left us.
Tears began streaming from my eyes, flowing so heavily that it was difficult to see Okita through them.
You know, I would have given you the rest of my life if I could have. But I guess this'll have to do.
His shaking fingers meekly wiped some of my tears. But they did little to stop the rest, as my cheeks burned hotly beneath puffy eyelids. I watched a sole teardrop land on his cheek.
Forgive me. I'll leave you be now.
Why? The only thing that could numb the pain in my shoulder was the anguish killing me inside. Accepting the turn of events in front of me proved to be an excruciating endeavor. It all hurt far too much. It was maddening. Why would you say such a thing? The warmth slowly started leaving Okita's body. He glanced down, holding my hand gingerly. Then he looked into my eyes, and our lips met. What?
I'm bummed.
The fingers that had been stroking my cheek stopped suddenly, as if they had no strength to continue.
I don't want to be separated from you.
Okita's words dripped heavily from his mouth. The sincerity was so sweet, but each passing minute brought me closer and closer to having to accept what was to come.
Me too. I don't want you to be taken from me.
This was far from the end for which I had hoped.
Hey, Chizuru. Let me hear your voice.
No! Okita, no! While Okita's eyes were looking directly at me, I had noticed they weren't focusing at all. His lips shivered helplessly, struggling to find form.
I'm sorry, Chizuru.
These words were his last. Oh god, don't show me the dead light in his eyes. No! Oh gosh, how do I read? I can't read, I'm just crying. Okita? I feebly called his name, only to hear no answer. He would no longer say my name. He would no longer wipe away my tears. Not a single glimmer of light would ever emerge from those precious pools of green in his eyes. Okita, answer me! Please! I yearned for all of this to be a joke, to hear Okita snap back from this and utter my name once more. All I could do was hold his lifeless body in my arms. Okita! Okita made me realize that there would come a day where our time spent together would end. I had just hoped that such a day would be far into the future, or that we could delay our farewell indefinitely. I wish I never knew how painful a farewell could be. Please tell me I don't have to read anymore. I'm so sad. I've got so many tears. Ah! I got my tissue box. I'm good. Oh, man. Why the slow fade? Just fade, please. I don't want to see it anymore. Oh. Oh, that was so sad. I knew it was going to be freaking sad. Gosh darn it, Souji. You always make me cry. Oh. Oh, man, he went for the killing blow and didn't block the blow and got killed and meh. What happened to Dad? Did Dad just chill there while I said my goodbye? Did Dad already die? Like, what happened to Dad? Oh. I'm so sorry. I'm just like snotting and tearing and everything over here. There's more I could talk about with that ending, but I'm just so sad. Ugh. Gosh. Diddly darn. I was prepared. I thought I was prepared. I was not prepared. I don't even know if I'm I don't know if legible is the right word, but you know, like, can you guys, is it even understandable what I was reading there? I had such a giant lump and tears and stuff. I don't even know if I was able to talk over it properly. Oh, I might have to, like, re-record some of that. Oh. Oh. After I stop crying, anyway. Ah, my boy. My poor boy. I can't believe they had a picture for that, too. Did they have to show the light leaving his eyes? Souji. Ugh. That is not canonically what happened. They had beautiful naps in a meadow forevermore. Blurg. Alright? That's all I have to say about that. Ugh. That was just the first ending. I've still got 4 more to do. Oh no. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks for joining in the tears and everything. I appreciate it. I think I can feel the support, even now. Okay. Well, we got that unrequited love ending. Yay! Us. So, now it's time for the game over / bad endings. So, yeah, we'll do that. I think those are low romance, high corruption type endings with some choices that need to be made. So hopefully I'll see you over there for those, guys. Thank you very much again for joining me. Until next time, I will see you later.